Hi, my name is Daryl, and I'm the owner of this beautiful 2021 RAV4 Prime that you see behind me. And I've been wondering for a while now, when was Toyota going to announce its next Prime? And I think one of the things that happened is because of the tax code changes, and now Toyota no longer can get tax incentives or tax rebates on the selling of the RAV4 Prime. They're actually moving production of the RAV4 Prime to the United States. And I think they basically delayed introducing a new Prime model until they're ready basically to produce it in the United States. Now, Toyota is in the process of building a brand new battery production facility in North Carolina, and that's slated to go online in 2025. And they're going to have a total of 14 production lines for this new plant, and 10 of the production lines are basically dedicated to plug-in hybrid batteries as well as hybrid batteries. So, when will Toyota release a brand new Prime? Well, based on the fact that they're building this brand new battery production facility and the fact that they're going to be producing the next RAV4 Prime in the United States, I really strongly believe that 2025 is the year that they're going to introduce a brand new Prime. And you heard it from me first. I believe the next Prime will be the Toyota Grand Highlander. And yeah, let me talk about the reasons why I think that's going to be the case. So the first reason is the Grand Highlander actually shares its platform with the Lexus TX 450h Plus. Now, Lexus basically just introduced this new plug-in hybrid vehicle, and it's very interesting. It's actually based on a V6 with the plug-in hybrid, and it's got well over 400 horsepower and about 33 miles of range. And if that same platform and power plant is basically put into a Grand Highlander, I think with over 400 horsepower and probably over 35 miles of range, it's going to be a pretty amazing vehicle. My second reason is both vehicles are actually built at the same plant. So it would really make sense, since they share the same platform and they're built in the same plant, for Toyota to kind of move that power plant to the Grand Highlander. I don't think it would be all that difficult for them to do so. And now that the batteries are here in the United States and it's built in the United States, guess what? It's going to get that tax credit. Now, lastly, the Toyota Highlander, so kind of a baby sister of the Grand Highlander, the sales for the Highlander are really slumping. And I think probably it's basically because that Grand Highlander was introduced. So it would make sense for them to stop making that Toyota Highlander and instead focus on the Grand Highlander and give us a Prime version of it. So I really think that Grand Highlander, although pretty much all of Toyota's plug-in hybrids are selling really well and they're hard to get, but I think Toyota is really going to ramp up production of the batteries, and so they'll also be able to ramp up production of the plug-in hybrid technology and a lot of their vehicles. And yeah, with over 400 horsepower, with probably 35 miles of EV range, and well over 30 miles per gallon, yeah, that Grand Highlander plug-in hybrid Prime would just be selling like hotcakes. A lot of you probably tuned into this video because you saw my picture of the Toyota Tundra in the thumbnail. And I think eventually Toyota is going to plug-in hybridize a pickup truck. Now, one of the things that's currently a limitation is basically the weight of those batteries. And so if you manufactured one of those with current battery technology, it's going to add a lot of weight, which is negatively going to impact both payload capacity and towing capacity. So I think it's coming, but it'll be just a little while. But if you've been kind of following plug-in hybrid vehicles, you might remember just a couple of months ago that Ram introduced the new 1500 plug-in hybrid vehicle. Now, they're calling this plug-in hybrid an extended range plug-in hybrid. So it's actually going to get well over 100 miles of EV range, and it's going to get supposedly really good gas mileage, and the payload and towing capacity isn't negatively affected in this vehicle. So I feel like Toyota is really paying attention to what they're doing, and I gotta feel that once Toyota has introduced their new battery technology, because Toyota really, they announced that they were going to work on extending the plug-in hybrid vehicle's capability to extended range of over 100 miles. So they're looking and working on new battery technology. And I think once that battery technology is developed, then you're gonna see a Toyota pickup truck that's gonna be plug-in hybridized. And yeah, that's gonna be really terrific. And I'm gonna be first in line to get one of those. Now, the information I provided here is really speculative. For some more concrete plug-in hybrid news, Toyota recently announced, I think this was yesterday, the new Crown Sport plug-in hybrid vehicle. And this is kind of similar to the RAV4 Prime. I think it's a little bit longer, has a very similar drivetrain, but it looks like it's going to be manufactured in Japan. And for right now, it's only going to be sold in Japan. So we'll have to see if Toyota decides to bring that over to the United States. But given the fact that they're manufacturing it in Japan, it wouldn't be eligible for a tax rebate. And it also is currently going to be priced quite a bit more than a RAV4 Prime. And so it'd be hard for me to justify getting that Crown plug-in hybrid over a RAV4 Prime. Now, lastly, I did watch a Kirk Kriffel video. He does a lot of stuff on the Toyota vehicles, and he did a video about the future of Toyota vehicles. And he didn't really talk about any primes, which I was kind of disappointed with. But what he did mention is that the Toyota Sienna, it's actually moving production to Japan. And he did say in the video that he thought for sure that the Toyota Sienna would have a plug-in hybrid version of it. But yeah, I just don't know. Toyota's working on moving this battery production facilities and creating them in the United States, as well as starting manufacturing these plug-in hybrid vehicles in the United States. I just don't know about now Toyota then basically exporting that RAV4 or the Toyota Sienna Prime to the United States. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But actually, the Toyota Sienna is made at the same Indiana plant that both the Grand Highlander and the Lexus TX is made. And so this would actually further open up production facilities since the Toyota Sienna is moving out of there, would allow Toyota to really ramp up production of that Grand Highlander Prime if that actually happens. So my question for you is, what Prime is Toyota going to be announcing in the near future? Or do you think they're going to only focus mostly on EV as opposed to plug-in hybrid? That probably goes against kind of Toyota's direction, what they talked about, what they were going to be doing. Although they are significantly going to bump up EV production in the next couple of years, but I think they're still going to focus on the plug-in hybrid. Now, of course, they could do a plug-in hybrid version of the Toyota Sequoia, which would be very interesting. It's also built at that same Indiana plant, and they have the new 4Runner that's likely going to be introduced in 2025. And yeah, they still sell tons of those 4Runners, and of course the new version, they're also going to sell a ton of them. And if they plug-in hybridized it, well, you can imagine what would happen to sales on that 4Runner. That would be absolutely amazing. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like it. And I create a lot of content about my RAV4 Prime. And so if you are interested in those kinds of videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in the next one again very soon.